What's up with the squad? Back with another video. I seen it, said I was going down. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. I do apologize. Like I said yesterday, not feeling the best. I'm letting y'all know that right now. I am sick, unfortunately. Weather changing, been having headaches, like cold headaches, something like that. But y'all see, I only got these lights on. I don't have the main lights on, which I would usually, have those on, but no, I can't. It'll probably be like this anyways. I like the vibes, I like the vibes. It's pretty chill in here. But definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Let's get in this video.
For the Trump-Vance transition, Karoline Leavitt. Did I read you're going to be the youngest person to ever hold that position?
That is correct, Sean, yes.
All right, congratulations. Number one, you do know that you're walking into hostile territory, right?
Certainly do. And look, I think I'm well prepared for that. And I'm incredibly honored that President Trump has instilled confidence in me to speak on his behalf behind the White House podium. It's been an honor to have a front row seat to the greatest political comeback in history. And as you mentioned in your monologue, Sean, President Trump is putting together a brilliant cabinet of fantastic America First fighters, from Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who are going to cut the waste out of our federal bureaucracy, to Susie Wiles, who is going to serve as the first female chief of staff in history. Take that. Mark Cuban, to Tom Homan. No one better to secure the border than him. And I'm so excited to speak on behalf of a president who just received a resounding mandate from the American people to deliver on the promises that he made on the campaign trail. We have the House, we have the Senate. President Trump is going to get to work on day one to implement real change that will deliver real relief and support to the American people who are struggling right now under the Harris-Biden administration.
See, one thing about her, this is only my second video of seeing her talk. Karoline, if I'm not, mistaken, it's right there in front of me. But I always want to make sure I say people's names the correct way, depending on who you are. If you're Sonny Hostin, I really don't care. But it's like you. I don't really know. I definitely say that for her to be as young as she is, I'm pretty sure she's a year older. She's a year older than me, if I'm not mistaken. I think somebody said that she was 27. But one thing about it, she speaks very well. She has, a great voice for herself, for Trump, and for the American people, which I like. And on top of that, is what I see is it's a, like I said before, it's a breath of fresh air. You have KJP that is literally can't answer. When I first seen her, I didn't know anything about KJP. Though it was like my first video of seeing her. And when I tell y'all I was confused, I was for real confused. Like, it didn't make no type of sense. But having somebody as young as she is, a great voice, I think she's an amazing pick.
With the death of legacy media, and I define that by three major networks, every major newspaper, New York Times, Washington Post, LA Times, USA Today, all against the president, NBC, ABC, CBS, all these liberal cable channels, every late night comedy show, with the exception of Greg Gutfeld, the only one that is funny and has ratings. And I put it all together, and I thought that Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary himself, had a great idea. Why don't you push the old legacy media that nobody is really listening to anyway, and why don't you put new media in the front of the room? Now, you have the ability to make seating arrangements, don't you?
Mm-hmm. We sure do. And I will say there's no greater advocate for a free and fair press than Donald Trump. During his first term as a president, he was the most transparent president in American history. That continued on the campaign trail, despite the fact that he has exposed the media for being incredibly hostile and fake. They have pushed lies and hoaxes about him for 8 years. They consistently take his words out of context. This election taught us a lot of things, but one of those things is that the American people are no longer buying buying the lies from the legacy media. And Americans are digesting their news in various different forms. We saw President Trump own that lane on the campaign trail, sitting down with the #1 podcast in this world and ratings bonanza every time he did it. That's how Americans are consuming their news these days. So we will certainly look at options on how to respect the tradition of the White House while also ensuring that press briefing room reflects the media habits of the American people today. And just like we did on the campaign trail, President Trump is serving the American people, and we want to make sure we are getting his message out as effectively as possible to the American people he is serving.
See that, and that's what makes me happy too. Is just some fact, like me sitting here thinking about it. Her being as young as she is, it just gives, it gives a certain type of look. First of all, she's a woman. She's a woman, nice looking woman, and y'all know I get in trouble. Chris would get me for that, but I'm being for real. It makes a lot come together when people see Trump and not only that she's a young woman. It's simple fact of his whole team, who he has, is very diverse, and I absolutely love it and what he's doing and creating. There's a lot of people that obviously have something to say, and they're always going to have something to say. That's what people fail to realize, is that no matter what, like I've said before, Trump can do the most greatest thing in the world, and people are still going to hate on him. People are still going to hate on him, and it does suck. I'm not even going to lie. It sucks. But one thing about it is that having somebody, and they, like I said, well, having the mainstream media, a lot of people turn to YouTube. A lot of people turn to these different social media accounts and stuff, to check out and lean into more than watching news and stuff like that. It's 2024. So I get it. I definitely get it. And this is something that I'm not even gonna lie, I was excited for, just seeing, and I seen a little clip of The View, and the people were saying how he's adding people every day in these different positions, and it's just like that. He always is gonna get hate. It sucks that he is. Not even gonna lie, but he's always gonna get that. So expect it, and all you can do is really just to be positive, and don't feed into the BS that the left is bringing.
Under Trump's first term, the role of press secretary, I think, changed somewhat dramatically, in as much as nobody speaks to the press about Donald Trump better than Donald Trump. So it's a tough position that you're being put in.
That's right.
Have you given thought as to whether or not there'll be daily White House briefings or occasional White House briefings, or on an as-needed basis? Have you thought about that at all?
Mm-hmm. That's certainly something I'll discuss with President Trump. Ultimately, he is the decision maker. As you know, that was the way in his first White House. It was the way on our campaign, and I will defer to him. But like I said as well, in his first term, he was the most transparent president in history. He often brought the press into the Oval Office when he was signing bills. He did Rose Garden press conferences. In fact, during the COVID pandemic, President Trump briefed the press in the James S. Brady briefing room 72 days in a row. I know a lot of the fake news reporters will tell you behind the scenes, Sean, they miss that transparency and that access to the leader of the free world. And I know President Trump will provide that to them again.
Okay, so are there going to be rules in your press when you deal with the press? In other words, you're dealing with somebody that's rude, that's interruptive, that wants to ask 5 questions, not 1 question. Are you going to set up rules?
That is a really good question. That's a really good question. I want to.
Well, we hope there will be decorum, certainly, and we will try to instill that. But we're not shy of the hostile media. We've dealt with that now in the campaign for the last year. Nobody does it better than President Trump. And again, it's our goal to get our message, his America First message, and the historic policies that he will be delivering upon in the most effective way to the American people. That may include bringing different voices into the press briefing room. That may include some different rules. We are looking at those options, and ultimately it's about serving the American people and getting President Trump's message across to them.
I would offer these.
I like that.
This unsolicited advice. You might want to say, we're not prepared to go there today, but I will get back to you. And feel free to use that line as often as you want. if they're pushing hard on a topic that you're not ready to talk about. Karoline, congrats.
That's one thing about it though, is that she gonna tell you like it is, and she gonna say what she needs to say. I love people like that. And that's exactly why I'm not even gonna lie that I love, Trump, because he's real. He's gonna tell it like it is. He's gonna speak from the mind, and that's what it is. I absolutely love it, and I support it. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know y'all comments and thoughts down below. Catch you on the next one.